Hello, myself Dr. Sundar Chaudhary. Today I will teach you postulates of quantum mechanics. Now we introduce that the knowledge of the state in quantum mechanics usually involves a knowledge of only probabilities rather than certainties. We may ask, what is the relation between quantum mechanics and classical mechanics? It is known experimentally that when v is more less than c, that is the velocity v of a microscopic body, is far less than the velocity of light c, relativistic mechanics gives the same result as Newton's classical mechanics. Similarly, it was shown by P. Unfast that in the classical limit of taking h will be 0, where h is the Planck constant. The time-dependent Schrodinger wave equation reduced to Newton's second law. This is a very remarkable result. Also, the Bohr correspondence principle, also called the principle of complementarity, states the classical mechanics and quantum mechanics tend to give the same result when systems are in highly excited quantum state. We know the formulation of quantum mechanics or wave mechanics for the wave mechanical treatment of the structure of atom rests upon a few postulates which for a system moving in one dimension, say the x coordinate, are given below. The first postulate we know summarize the postulates of quantum mechanics that have been introduced. The physical state of a system at time t is described by the wave function psi r and t that depends upon the spatial coordinates of the system and time r and t. For a single particle system, r is the set of coordinates of that particles, where r is equal to maybe x1, y1, z1. For more than one particles, r is used to represent the complete set of coordinates, like r is equal to x1, y1, z1, and x2, y2, z2, and x3, y3, z3, and so on, xn. We can represent xn, yn, and zn. Since the state of a system is defined by its properties, psi specifies or identifies that state, and sometimes is called that the state function rather than the wave function. Now we introduce second postulates of quantum mechanics. The wave function psi r and t and its first and second derivatives del psi we can represent by del psi as r and t oblique dx and del square psi x and t oblique dx square actually are these are the continuous and finite and single valued for all values of x or t. We can use replace r by x. Also, the wave function psi r and t is normalized, that is you can see in the equation. So that is the equation number 1 is the probability that the particle is in the volume dx dy dz located at x and y z at time t. Here the psi star is the complex conjugate of a psi formed by replacing that is I with negative I wherever it occurs in the function psi is for I is equal to under root minus 1. So that for a many particle system we write the volume elements as d tau dx dy dz and dx dy dz, and psi star we can write the value of psi star is r and t, psi r and t, and d tau is the probability that particle 1 is in the volume dx dy dz at x y and z axis. And the for particle 2 is in the volume dx dy dz at x, y, z, etc. Because of the probabilistic interpretation of the wave function must be normalized. You can see in the equation number 2 for all space. So the integral sign here represent a multi-dimensional integral involving all coordinates x1 to zn. For example, integration in three-dimensional space will be an integration over dv, which can be expanded as like dv is equal to 2x dy dz in Cartesian coordinates, or dv is equal to r squared sine phi d r d theta d phi in spherical coordinates, and for the cylindrical coordinates it will be d v is equal to r dr d theta dz. Now we introduce the third postulates of quantum mechanics. In third postulates, a physically observable quantity can be represented by a Hermitian operator. An operator A cap is said to be Hermitian if it satisfies the following equation. You can see in the equation number 3. Equation number 3, you can see the operator for a component of momentum is P operator x is equal to negative I h naught d upon dx square, and the operator for kinetic energy in one dimension is, it will be shown in equation number 5, and the three dimension you can write like this in equation number 6 and 7. The Hamiltonian operator H cap is the operator for the total energy. In many cases, only the kinetic energy of the particles and the electrostatics or Coulomb's potential energy due to their charges are considered. But in general, all terms that contribute to the energy appear in the Hamiltonian. These additional terms account for such things as external electric and magnetic fields and magnetic interaction due to magnetic moments of the particles and their motion. So, psi I and psi j are the wave function representing the physical state of the quantum system, that is the particle and atom or a molecules. So now we introduce postulates 4 of quantum mechanics. In postulates 4, the allowed values of an observable A are the eigenvalues AI in the operator equation. You can see in the equation number 8, the time dependent wave function of a time independent Hamiltonian are found by solving the time dependent Schrodinger equation. Their wave function are called stationary state functions because the properties of a system in such a state, that is a system described by the function psi r, are time dependent. So now we introduce fifth postulates of the quantum mechanics. In fifth postulates, the time evaluation of the time evaluation or a time dependence of a state is found by solving the time dependent Schrodinger equation. You can see in the equation number 9 here, the average values or the expectation value may be less than, may be greater than of A of an observable A corresponding to the operator A. You can see in the equation number 9 the time dependent the time evaluation equation, which is solved by the Schrodinger equation. For the cases where H cap it is a operator of H is independent of time, the time dependent part of the wave function is the E negative, where omega having value E upon H naught or equivalently V is equal to E upon H, which shows that the energy frequency relation used by Planck, Einstein and Bohr results from the time dependent Schrodinger equation. The oscillatory time dependence of the probability amplitudes does not affect the probability density or the observable properties, because in the calculation of these quantities an imaginary part cancels in multiplication by the complex conjugate. So that now we introduce six postulates of the quantum mechanics. In the six postulates, if a system is described by the eigenfunction psi of an operator a cap, then the value measured for the observable property corresponding to a cap will always be the eigenvalue, which can be calculated from the eigenvalue equation. You can see in the equation number 10. And in the seventh postulates of quantum mechanics, the wave function psi r and t is a solution of the time dependent equation where h cap is the Hamiltonian operator of the system. So that if a system is described by a wave function psi which is not an eigenfunction of an operator a cap, then a distribution of measured values will be obtained, and the average value of observable property is given by the expectation value integral. You can see in the equation number 11 correctly. In the equation 11, where the integration is over all coordinates involved in the problem, the average value may be greater than and less than, also called the expectation value, is the average of many measurements. If the wave function is normalized, then the normalized integral in the denominator of equation 3 to 11, it will be equals to 1. Thank you so much.